Hello, my name is Tim Lahili, and in this video we're going to talk about load files in the Quincy Discovery System. Specifically, we're going to be loading load files. I'm going to show you how it works for concordance and summation. So let's hop into the tool and do that. I've already created a case that we're going to use, load demo. Let's open that up and you'll see there's nothing in it. So let's go into a familiar add evidence section. It again is empty as it should be. Make sure you select load file. By default, file and folder will be selected, but make sure you select load files. If you do file and folder, it will process it like normal evidence, which is not what we want in this case. So let's go ahead and do not a concordance, let's do a summation example. That's the more simple of the two. Summation load file consists of two basic things, a DII file and then the actual evidence. I have put them both together in a zip. I'm going to drag that zip across and drop it in here. This is when it's important to have file and folder, excuse me, load file selected instead of file and folder. Because if you had file and folder selected, this would automatically process as a result of being dragged into the system. With load file, it knows not to do that. You need to now unzip the zip on the server, which you do by just clicking there, and it says it's unzipping. It takes just a second, so I press it, and you see now the DII is there. Note you don't see the actual folder. That is because you only see actual files in this system, but the folder is there. So now we want to go ahead and click this and click Process Load File. And it will open up and it defaults to DII. If we wanted a concordance or relativity, we could select it here, generic here, but we're going to stick with our DII. We now need to map the fields. We are not going to go over the intricacies of a load file in this video. Instead, I'm going to assume you know all that. Part of the process is mapping the fields from the DII, from the load file, into the database you're going to be ingesting it into. So to do that, we click on Map Fields. Give it a second. You see it was able to map two of them and not the third. To do that, I happen to know that the path field is just called path, so I can just find it. Or you can skip it, or you can create custom fields. Lots of things you can do, but again, not for this video. That's for another time entirely. Once we have that all mapped and we're happy with it. If there are any, we can go to import options if there's anything fancy we want to do, if we're importing into an existing case and we want to skip new records, so don't add any new records. We want to, update existing records. There's all sorts of stuff we can do, but 99% of the time you're going to be happy with the defaults, which we are in this case, and we're just going to go ahead and click import. When that happens, it tells us we're creating an import and it creates the job. And that means we're good to go. We don't need this screen anymore and we don't need this screen. We're going to come to job status. We're going to go ahead and select our load demo case. And you can see here we are, import in progress. So let's go ahead. I think there are like only 5 files in this import. So I'm not going to even bother pausing the video. We'll just wait it out here a second. Boom, done. Perfect. We're happy. Let's check. Exactly the 5 files we were hoping for are there. So let's go ahead and click out of that, and then we just need to refresh. And bam, there are our 5 files. And we can go look on them in the viewer, look at them in the viewer if we want. And they're all the same picture for what it's worth. Nothing fancy. Anyway, that is load files. There's only one other thing I wanted to show you in the context of this video, and that is when doing a concordance load file, there is a slight hiccup that you need to be aware of, or a slight idiosyncrasy, I should say. And it comes from the fact that concordance load files have 2 critical files instead of just one. They have the DAT and they have the OPT and or there's some other file that is it's like an LF or whatever. I don't know. I don't know concordance load files all that well. I do, however, know that we go through the same basic process. We pull in this AJI zip, has all this stuff zipped up. I'm just going to pull it in, again, marking it load file. I'm again going to unzip the zip, give it a second, and then refresh. Now I'm going to find the DAT. Found it. Go ahead and process. And then I want to select concordance relativity. And when I do that, this is where the idiosyncrasy pops in. You have to make sure you type in the OPT and or LFP. That's the other type of file. So we're going to select OPT here, and we'll do labels.opt, and make sure you get your separator fields correct. These are the generic ones, so it should work for this load file. Let's see, it says it's mapping the fields. Give it a second. Yeah, they went ahead and mapped a whole bunch of them, so we're in a good spot. So now we could go ahead and import, and it will work from this point on. It's exactly like it is with summation, a load file. You just import, you'd wait, you close it down, check in the job status, and then ultimately refresh your case to see that the records have shown up. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you for this video. As always, let me put up my contact information and give you a second to copy it down, and then end the video. Thank you very much for your time.